This is a documentary about the British Red Cross Young Carers Service. We wanted to make a film to make people more aware that there are young carers. We interviewed the general public and contacted important people in the community who we also invited.
I'm Lee Ferruggio. I'm a teacher in a school in Whitchurch, Shropshire.
My name's Adrian Plant and I'm the Exhibitions Officer for Shropshire Museums.
My name is Vince Hunt and I'm a Shropshire Councillor, and I'm also the Shropshire Council's Member Champion for Young People.
My name's Karen Hill and I'm the manager at the Shropshire Walking Health Centre in Shrewsbury.
My name's Ian Wilson and I'm a youth worker.
I'm Sue Simcock. I'm an Education Welfare Officer for Telford and Wrekin Council.
I'm Genevieve Tudor and I'm a broadcast journalist with BBC Radio Shropshire.
We went into Shrewsbury to find out how much the general public knew about young carers. We asked a range of people the same questions. We were quite surprised with the responses we got.
Very little.
Yeah. I don't know anything about young carers at all. I only know about adult carers.
I don't know very much. I don't know anybody who's a young carer.
Not a great deal, to be honest.
I really know nothing. Sorry.
I don't know anything about young carers really. I mean, I'm shocked to find out that young people do have to look after older people really, because you think of it being the other way around, don't you?
Well, not a lot really, except my daughter and I, we watch Hollyoaks, and last year there was a storyline concerning a young carer who was looking after his terminally ill father, and so I kind of picked up quite a lot from that, about sort of the situation and the environment that young carers are in.
Well, I think they have a very hard life actually. They have to do such a lot and people don't realise.
I would imagine that they are young people who help older people and do a variety of things for the benefit of others.
A young carer is a child or person under the age of 18 who provides or is expected to provide care, assistance or support to another family member. They carry out, often on a regular basis, significant or substantial caring tasks and assume a level of responsibility which would usually be associated with an adult.
A young carer can be any age from 5 to 18. Their caring role can be in regards to supporting a person in their family who might have mental health, physical difficulties or other impairments, and the role of care can be anything from lifting, shopping, mental support, and just generally being there for any task that's asked of them.
Most young carers do a lot of the heavy duties that a parent would do, and so quite a big burden's put on a young person at probably an early age when they should be out with their friends and they're looking after their parents quite a lot.
That's a lot of responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do you feel? Do you do all that?
I do some of them things, yeah.
How do you feel about doing that?
It's quite a lot of tasks to take under, as well as trying to get an education as well.
Yeah.
So it's quite frustrating at times.
Do you get tired?
Yes, a lot. Not a lot of sleep.
It can be difficult to explain how you feel sometimes. A quiet spot, hidden away, high up, scraping the sky. Anger, depression, frustration. Let it go. Enjoy the peace. Controlled, calm. Better. Balance is restored. Most young carers cannot find a place or time to escape. A young carer is always on the go. They get up early and go to bed whenever they can. They do all the tasks a parent would do. They cook, clean, wash up. In some cases, they dress the person they care for, sort out medication, feed the person they care for, and help them to bed. A young carer never has enough time in the day to do everything. They go to college or school, then come home and do jobs. Wake up the next morning and do more jobs before going to college or school.
How old are the people that care for you?
Rianne, the oldest, who's been caring for me since she was 5, is now 16. Jamie is 13 and Mark is 12.
What do they do to help you?
Absolutely everything. On bad days they help me get up in the morning. Rianne helps me get dressed. Jamie can cook breakfast. They can tidy round. They can do anything in the house. Make beds, wash, you name it, they can do it.
When you're a carer, the very last thing that you're going to think about is your education, your homework, and what you should be preparing for the day, the following day. And I think that schools need to be flexible with that. They need to understand that you may be up all night caring for somebody, your homework may be late, and I think they need to look at actually being a little bit more flexible with the time that you have to have your homework in. And I think they also need to give you a time-out card, because you may go into school with lots of worries and you're not prepared to learn.
My job as a teacher, in order to support young carers as a teacher, is to really just make sure that I have empathy and I know the students that I teach, and if there are young carers in there, then I have to be perhaps a little bit more understanding with regards to homework, with regards to give them a little bit of respite.
I have to find time to give my mum a massage if she has had a long and painful day, or in case her back seizes up. I have no training in this, so I have taught myself how to manipulate certain bones and muscles in the back, hands and feet.
My mum has to take a lot of tablets, but I don't know what, when or how many she's supposed to take, so I have no idea if she's taking them or not, because she doesn't tell me, but neither does the doctor. I just wish that they would give me some advice, as I am the person that takes care of her. How am I supposed to know if I'm doing it correctly if no one talks to me?
What do you think could be done to make it easier for health professionals to identify and support young carers?
They need to ask more questions. They do need to actually, when a person is in hospital and they're just about to be returned to home, they need to ask who's caring for them. And it's not about just saying, oh, it's your daughter, that's fine. It's how old is your daughter? And then they can then start to highlight the support for that young carer to, make sure that they're going to be able to cope.
I think it would be helpful so that we could identify young carers, to make sure that we ask key questions when any young people present into our surgery, is to just ask just a few more questions, because I don't think a lot of young carers realise they are young carers, and by asking the questions it does help to identify. I think we need to be aware and pick up on discharge letters and so on that come into the surgery, detailing who will be looking after patients when they're discharged from hospital, and just ensure that we gather all that information and then we can signpost the young carers to the appropriate care that they need.
I don't really think in general young people are properly represented. A lot more could be done by the media themselves to actually get the right facts about what young people are doing in the country today.
There are a minority of naughty children, which the majority of children are all put in the same category. And I think that's a shame, because there's an awful lot of good children out there.
It's a bit difficult because being part of the media, I don't know, but I don't think they are fairly represented. I think there's a lot of seeing young people, particularly in groups, as a threat. But then it can sometimes work the other way, and people do tend to be scared if they're poked fun at by youngsters.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think some of us are underestimated, because there's a lot of us that do have a good background and we stick to what we're told, and unlike all the other people that go out and get drunk and that, you got us that stay at home and don't have enough time to do everything, so we've got to basically work all the way through our lives and not have a lot of fun, so it's a bit unfair to not be noticed.
It's a generalisation and a stereotype, isn't it? As ever, yeah.
It's important for young carers to have time to themselves. These are some of the hobbies and interests that can help us express ourselves or just relax.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I've been playing hockey since I was 7. My dad always played hockey when I was small, but he stopped as I got older. I play the same position as him, right back or centre, depending on how many defence there are. It's become sort of a family thing. My parents come out and watch me whenever they can. They're kind of embarrassing sometimes. I'm really good at hitting and sweeping, and I'm getting much better at rolling out and running the line. Hockey makes me feel better, and when I'm playing, I'm focused and I don't think about anything else.
My name's Naomi, and from being a little girl, I always wanted to play the guitar. My inspiration came from my uncle, who played the guitar and was very good at it, and so I was always jealous of him. He also bought me my first guitar ever. When I was in Year 9, I started taking lessons, as the Christmas before, I was given an electric guitar that gave me the motivation to learn how to play it. Playing the guitar is a lot of fun, and I find it's great if you're down for getting away from the things that upset you and to just get lost in another world. I love just playing loads of random chords and seeing which ones go well together, and then from randomly playing with different chords, you then make a really nice tune. The really sad thing is that I can no longer take my lessons, as we cannot afford it since my mum got ill. Maybe in the future I can start my lessons again, and I can be the one to make other people jealous.
My name is Sam. Dance has been in my life for 2 years now. With dance, you can show your emotion and release any stress with the moves. The main style I like is R&B hip-hop, although I can use some other styles. You can be anyone or anything you like with dance, from a swan to a person expressing domestic violence. Without dance, I would be a completely different person. I wouldn't have as much confidence.
I'm James, the one on the left. I've been dancing for about 9 years. I do a mixture of contemporary and cheer dance. I use most types of music as long as they have a clear beat to them. I like it as you can challenge the limit of your body's flexibility, strength and power.
There are over 900 young carers in Shropshire, and in the whole of the UK there are approximately 175,000. A young carer alone saves the government approximately £15,000 per year, an overall figure that is estimated at over £2.5 million.
That's unreal, absolutely unreal.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Amazing.
Didn't realise it was that much.
So you don't get paid, so because most people who are carers get paid, but because you're under 18, you don't. Right.
I would have thought that you would be able to apply for the carers allowance that's already within the welfare system.
We're under 18.
But then I think as carers, if you're full-time carers or giving any help whatsoever, then you should be able to apply for that allowance.
I think it should be spread the word, probably TV and in the newspaper and more things, and so they can have support as well, because it must be difficult for them.
You know, it's not like a young adult can really go out and earn a really good wage because they're not entitled to the minimum wage. So to find out that adults get, you know, that support when young people don't, it's not really fair. It doesn't seem fair at all.
By initiating this project, we were also very keen to just give the young carers that opportunity to express themselves, to be creative, to take them away from the responsibilities to a certain extent that they face day on, and to give them a pleasurable, enjoyable experience, whilst at the same time making the public aware of the issues and the concerns that they face day to day.
I'd like to see a lot more people getting involved in either volunteering with young carer projects or just going out and doing a little bit of fundraising, or actually coming on a day like today and being part of, you know, a brilliant project.
Whatever support is needed to make sure that they can achieve and build for their futures, really.
I can identify young carers in my youth centre. I can identify young people and make sure that we can get some help and some support for them.
We're mooting the idea of having an own closed day in Shropshire schools this year, where children during National Carers Week, one day of sometime during the week, one day during the week, come in their own clothes, maybe pay £1 to do that, and then the money is then used for the Red Cross Young Carers. That will have two effects, really. It'll raise a bit of funds, hopefully, for you guys to go off and do things, but it'll raise awareness within the schools, which is very important. We're still not getting enough schools really fully aware of young carers.
It's quite easy to find somebody who's what we call a talking head to interview, who's you know, a member of the council or something like that. Not wishing to be rude, but somebody who doesn't do what you do. So from our point of view, it's always important to talk to the person who's doing, because that's when we get the real story.
Everybody understands about museums in terms of the way we collect objects and we display them and we show that material culture and history and preserve it for future generations. Well, perhaps what people don't realise is that museums also collect people's stories, that social history, that oral history, such as we have with this Young Carers film. And it was very important to give young carers a platform to talk about their lives, their aspirations, their challenges, and we want to show that as part of the new museum when we open in 2012, and it's part of a social history programme for the museum.
We hope you have enjoyed our film. We've had an amazing time making it and meeting new people. We hope you have learned something about young carers and what we do, and we hope it has given you something to think about. If you think that you or someone you know is a young carer, get in contact with us. We're here to help.
I wake up every day and every day I do my best, wondering what the day ahead was sent to test me, shake me, I won't let it break me, not while you still need me. I wonder what it would be like to be free. I should be running, I should just be. could take on the world, fly away with each other. See where history was made. Dance till the sun sets, sleep under the stars. A smile so you don't worry, but behind that smile I wonder, what if I was no